The lockdown, it's one of the main defences from when you're on your back half guard pinned chest to chest. It's one of your main defences when you're on your back half guard pinned chest to chest. The whole job of it isn't to escape, it's number one is to create space. That's the job, and then depending on how my opponent partner reacts will be how I start to play the game. So we're going to go to the second entrance to the lockdown now. So we did the first entrance, which was knee up the arse. We will touch that one again, not the arse, but we'll touch the technique again. So this one is what I call, it's a guard that I'll play called inside-outside guard, and it's designed for when I'm on my back pinned and I can't quite get the lockdown yet. So it's like a precursor that I use to get to the position to do the lockdown, or I use it to hit my sweeps. I do get quite a few head arm chokes from this as well. Okay, so let's grab Pedro, half guard. And he has the underhook, so he's like done everything good. We're chest to chest, and I'm kneeing up the arse, but I'm not really kind of getting any, like he's got a really good weight, so even if I lock down, it's not a really good lockdown from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my leg pinned this way. So my foot's out wide, and I'm trying to keep the weight onto the heel and the calf. Anytime that I take the weight off, it can just pop his knee out and move like, it's very easy to get an upgrade. So I'm keeping this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the belt or the deep hands or the gi. I'm going to do two motions. I'm going to throw my hips out as far as I can that way, and I turn my head this way. So slow motions. I'll throw my hips out and I turn. I put the hook in. Now, because I have the hook on this side, it's very hard for my partner to close. The downfall about is I can't actually sweep in that way. I'm on the wrong side to sweep. So this hand here is going to scoop to my head. I'm going to turn this. So this hand scoops to my head. And I'm just going to basically hold my ear. Now, with this, it's my mechanic. So half guard. We'll look at it from the other side. So number one is I'm pinned and I can't move my partner. So what I'm doing is we're going to have a look at hamstring. I hold here. What I'm doing is I throw my head this way and throw my hips out, and I circle my hook in. So my hook goes toes in at the same time. I scoop the head and then lift. And what I find for me is if I go here, knee smash, I can step to get a really nice control position, and I've still got the arm. So those of us that did the Kimura attack system last week, we're pretty much ready to go to the Kimura system. So for me, this is a really nice mechanic if I can't get the lockdown. So we're on the heavy and heavy. So Pedro tries to knee me up the arse, and I'm like, no way. So number one is he moves and he puts the hook, other hook, that hook, yeah. And now this is the key. I'm generally going to get, so I'm going to grab the head. So you grab that. Now, nice and easy, lift. And either mount or side control. Oh, you know, if you get mount, that's a bonus. You get the mount, take the mount position. If you get side control, take side control. If you get knee ride, take the knee ride. But we won't end up on the opposite side to stop the momentum, because I'm trying to keep going with you. So you put your body where I'm going to sweep you instead. Is everyone okay with that? 1, 2, 3. And attack one, set up one and attack one. It's not one. Just we're going to call it one for the purpose of the drill. This is what I consider to be a high-end head arm choke. Highly successful and very different to the way that we normally do our head arm chokes. Stump from underneath. So just grab Elgin inside my half guard. And we're going to go through just the basics. I want everyone to understand. So Elgin's been onto my back. So my knee goes up the quads. I lock on the inside through my leg, and I get the lockdown from here. What's happening is I need to make sure that my knees are squeezed together. I'm going to cover this in the next stage, so my knees are squeezed together. What I want to do from here is I want to make sure my partner can't move too far. So I do like to kind of hold the belt or hold the gi. But this time my hand's going to go closer to the armpit, not to the hip, and I'm going to set this up. Now, depending on your partner's knee and how good the knee is, etc., you're going to get basic different reactions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my legs nice and long and try and get the bite on the calf, like a calf slicer, but it's not the goal. So I just kick it long. Now, what I'm doing from this, I'm going to go slow motion, I'm simply dragging my leg out that far. So I can lift it up a little bit if I want to, but I'm not bringing my knees into my chest. So this is, I want to keep them fully extended. Right, so the next one we're going to do is we'll bring the knees in, which is going to be action reaction. So I'll go here. So what I'm going to do, I'll simply go slide over here and forward. So my partner's still going to go, I don't want to get swept, so they're going to post. And that goes over and push it to here. He can't post on the other side, I'll explain why, because I've got the arm trapped. So they have to cross the arm over. And if they don't, I'll take the sweep. This is the mechanic I want, okay? So palm goes up to the head, and palm goes palm to palm. Palm goes up, facing the ceiling, palm goes palm to palm. And Aldrin's shoulder is not in a good position to do a head arm choke. I don't care. I'm going to realign him. So I'm going to go, my elbow goes to the body, my other elbow goes to the head, and I kick down slowly. So my elbow, I turn my partner, cut my elbows, and squeeze. So even if the arm's in the way, it makes zero difference. I'm going to get this. Right. So from the lockdown position, it's here. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn around over 180. So I've got the belt, so it makes it hard for my partner, knees together extend. And what I'm doing is it's hard for my partner to post on this hand, so they generally cross the hand over, which is like, that's the key I'm after, to lock it up. Palms together. And look, like, if they don't post, I'll take the sweep. Now this is key. They generally want to drive back into me, so I'm going to go and realign. So I'm kind of punching the hips and punching the head, and then go elbow, elbow. To make this work, I'll simply lift my head up. So squeeze. So even though I don't have the hand free, even though it's on the drop, it makes zero difference. It's such a strong choke, like it's because there's a lot of pressure on the other side of the neck, because I'm cinching it and I've turned it, I don't need the shoulder line. So this is one of the only chokes where I don't care if I have the shoulder discount.
So if you feel like you've locked it up and you haven't got it deep, would you take the sweep back the other way because they're
No, come in. So that's a good question. So the question was, Darren asked if I didn't have the because you want the underhook, you want to be in the full position, right? So well here, have the lockdown from here, I'll grab the belt to take your post out, stretch it out, and just like walk to the side. Man, this is it. Now I can push and here, I'm here. So like if I feel I don't have the choke for whatever reason, that so the main reason being is because the lasso area is too large. So how do I change the lasso area? I change the lasso area from here. So I bring your head over, and if you fight me, like I say, I'm going to pull your head over to stop me from doing it. It's pretty easy for me just to use my legs. Cut my elbows super deep, lift my head.
So you would just feel confident finishing.
Oh man, yeah.
You would just change their body
Yeah,
position.
just swing them around a little bit more. So the key is I want the head here. I don't want the head here. It's actually, I can take them too far and I'll miss the choke. That's so it's okay. I can still kind of cinch you up a little bit. So like if you're here and you're tough and I can't move you, I'm just going to small hip escape under you. But if your head goes on that side, I have to sweep. So if they put the head, which is really hard to do, just to be honest, that's why my head's up so they can't travel. If it goes, I just take the sweep, and I'll still be in the head arm choke. I just change the sweep to a Darce Anaconda style. So I change it to that style sweep instead. Change partners, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Half guard. From here, a beautiful thing. Knee up the quoit, drop it, drop my foot on the inside, kick it, yes you can, lock it up. Bring my knees to my chest, kick my feet up and out to the side. Make sure my hand is going as deep as I can onto the belt line. I will swap sides in a second. So my hand on the belt line. Okay. Knee up the quoits, kick it, yes you can, hand onto the hip, roll, Come on.
Wasn't expecting that.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so here the queens. Here, drop it on the inside this time to kick the leg to be able to get the space. Knee squeeze, bring my knees in, kick it, hand onto the hip. As I roll from here, put my hand under. So my hand is on the inside. Block the hip so it can't come over. Lean backwards and up towards the head. It's actually really hard to disengage this because it's locked into position. So I'm leaning backwards up the head. The reason why people fail this is at their level, I've got to be over the headline. So the hand on the hip is pushing my partner down as I'm doing it. Right? Eli? Good thing. Where have you got? So the difference on this one is that I kick it, yes you can, but I put my foot on the inside. Or I'm going to create the space to be able to get the lock down. It's my favourite way to kind of, if they're giving me a hard time to get the lock down from here, okay, knee squeeze from here, knee up the bottom from here, grab the belt and hold it in, hand onto the belt from here, kick, take them over now. So when we land, my hand is pretty much here, thumb up, sharking. When I'm pushing, like I'm on the belt with the hips and I'm pushing up to get the Kimura, I'm not pushing that way. So if I lock it in, I get the Kimura bit and I roll up. And all I'm doing is I'm rolling up, I'm taking the Kimura. If they're flexible, I've got a lot of play time here, right? So if I you okay there? So if I lay back on this, pin it, I've got a lot of play time to be able to do this, right? And like I've still got play time to be able to do it. If my partner's no, it's okay. If my partner's hyper flexible from here, of course I have this, it's pretty much step to your arm bar or hip triangle. You know, because I'm so high up, it's very hard for them to catch me back in the guard. And I generally just sit back and apply the arm bar from here. What?
It's flexible, that was hurting me.
But, like, it's one of the things that I don't know if my partner is hyper flexible, hyper dexterous, stubborn as fuck, whatever. So I need to have that ability to go to nth degree. What if? And it's not just squeeze harder. You know, it's not just squeeze hard. That you know, like squeeze hard, you can blow your arms out against someone that it's not working. So we're constantly looking to upgrade. So the reason why I'm pushing hips down is that I'm getting so far past the legs that when I step, it's very hard for them to catch me in the guard or the half guard. So I'm doing it for two reasons: to apply the Kimura and to pass the guard so I get to a higher position as well. So I'm always looking like, if it doesn't work, if this submission doesn't work, can I upgrade? And let's just say like you get to the position with Eli and I'm here, and I'm like, man, they know I'm going to go to mount. Take it in your belly. Like I'm in such a good position to be able to upgrade to mount, you know, triangle, you know, I've got a lot of options there. And the more options I have, the more that my partner has to try and guess what I'm going to do, is specifically if the setup's exactly the same. So my setup to mount, my setup for the triangle, my setup for the arm bar, for the knee right is exactly the same. So they've got to guess, is it what one of the four is my partner going to do? And the odds are in my favour.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
When you had the arm track and just before, would Eli be able to come back
No.
to guard?
Why?
From
So the
When
question
I'm
is,
here, I'm
from
going to
here.
pop my arm.
here,
before the
well, what
bell.
have I got?
okay, so you got
So this is the look, you know, like if I'm here and they're super stubborn, I'm like, and I'm trying to do it, and I'm trying to, absolute worst comes to worst is I'm going to just take the upgrade. Like I'm going to play the game. Like they're still carrying my weight, I'm going to take the upgrade. You know, I was on my back underneath half guard. I've taken the 2 points for the sweep. I'm moving to a better position.
And when you've got it on at the very top where you go to step over, my arm is still in the Kimura position.
Still track, yeah.
If I try and rotate up, that allows more space for this to rotate in, which will just hurt me at the end.
Elgin, come back in. So half guard. So just the small details like half guard, What I'm doing is I like to trap, knee up the butt, kick my foot in, separate the legs from here, boom shanker, and I'm going to bake my partner. I'm going to put my knees nice and wide. So Elgin goes, if I put my foot inside out of his knee, I can pry it out. So as it does that, that's when I use the roller. So I almost bait my partner to put the foot in. Okay, here, I understand I'm too low at the moment, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure to get the reaction. So I apply pressure to get the reaction. Once again, may or may not. Yeah. So as I'm applying pressure, they're generally going to go, wow, and I've got the ability to now upgrade as well. So this for me is like that choke is, it just puts me in such a good position to be able to upgrade or finish. I've got a whole variety of attacks. The biggest thing for me is which one do I want to do? You know what I mean? So just focus on one or two and go from there. Change partners, 1, 2, 3. So half guard on top. Okay, lift the leg from here, switch, lock down either the inside, here's your knee bar. So it's, you lock down from like the most easy. Okay. So half guard, trap the leg, lift the leg, lock it up from here. Stop your weight, there's your knee bar. So when I'm here, as I'm stretching, so I've got to go kick the leg, put the triangle on, redo. My partner goes, there's a space, goes to underhook. Keep the tension. Dive your hand on the elbow as deep as you can, roll over, block the head this time, and here's your armbar. Exactly the same as what we did. Right. So I'm doing exactly the same, just move up this way. Exactly the same technique, just do it from the top. So, half guard. So my bottom leg goes through, lock in, or lock out. It doesn't really make any difference. You can do it the opposite way if you want. I like this way because this gives me a better fulcrum underneath the knee for the knee bar. This gives me a far better fulcrum. Underhook, dive through. I do like to put my hand inside the collar, so 4 fingers in. The secret, the key that everyone misses out is this: dive high. Post, dive high over my partner, head butt, come over.
So you're not keeping the lockdown, okay?
No. Choke, raise my hips, arm bar, really easy. Worst comes to worst is at this time here, they normally go in the arm bar, they try to scramble, get over it, go past. Arm bar. So, once again, the reason why I do the lockdown, so they can't track me with the hook. Because if we don't have a lockdown on back step, the advanced guys are going to track you with a hook and they can possibly sweep you. When you have the lockdown, the focus becomes on the lockdown, which makes it harder for them to track me. Yes, babe.
Is that a high risk move?
If you roll me, I hit this on pretty much everyone I roll. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's high risk. But like anything, like the first couple of times you do it, you're probably going to get swept. You know, like you're not good at something straight away. Generally, you know, you have to practice and put the reps in, which is why, you know, we're going to drill it out now to get it in. Eli. So half guard. Once again is the half guard, and what I'm kind of doing is I bait it. So I'm here and I kind of go, oh, I put my hand on the ground while I get the lockdown, and everyone goes, oh, wicked, this unhook, get my lockdown. My hand goes through and I put 4 fingers in the collar. That's my anchor. Okay. Post high, roll, boom. As my partner sits to come up, here's your collar choke. A lot of time they're going to go, man, the Kimura and the collar choke's on, so trying to hip scap to create space. Pass guard, and I still have the arm bar, still have the choke on. 1, 2, 3. Snail.